Good morning. I need an intro song. I need an intro song. I'm not late. Shut the fuck up. Slater, what's up? Good morning, the interschwebs. Slater, can you hear me? What's up, Craig? Man. If you're on time, you're late. What is it? If you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. Do you know what that's from, Slater? It's like a specific movie quote. Anyone? Bueller. No. Anyways, Vince Lombardi said it. And then Denzel, I think, was it Denzel? Denzel? Drumline? Was it? Oh, yeah. You're on time if you're 5 minutes early. You're late if you're on time. I don't know if he said that in Training Day, but they definitely said it in Drumline. Maybe Trading Day. Trading Day. That would be an interesting movie. I'm talking Lombardi's time. Exactly. He knows. What's up, CrossFit? I haven't seen you in the show in a minute. You always come in a little late. How's everyone today? Let's see. It is Friday, December 13th. What's new in the interschwebs? I was very social media active yesterday, which I don't know how I felt about it. I was doing a lot of arguing in the WODprep page. This is true. He does play the same exact role. He's a great actor, though, in general. Where do you got to work out, CrossFit? What's your gym? We'll find out. We'll figure it out one day, for sure. Oh, excuse me. This can't be that entertaining. Is this entertaining? Bryson and Taylor do 1,000 burpees. Is the whole thing online? Did they put the whole thing on YouTube? It had to be 35 minutes long at least. Was that Sentinel training? Sentinel training. 1,000 burpees per time. Oh, they did it in there. Oh my God. What did I do? Yes, I took whatever it was, I took your advice. Oh, this is a good question. We'll get to this.
Get the fuck out of here. What's wrong with you, man? All right. Are you starting? Yeah, I'm gonna start. Okay. I'm gonna mute myself since it's loud in the gym.
Do they just trade off? I mean, doing it in 50 minutes isn't too terrible. Is he doing it in a vest? Taylor's so fucking fit. How did they split it up?
All right. You got your watch?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go in 3, 2, 1, go.
I think it's just It's like old habits die hard, right? Why is Taylor working out like he's in a holding cell? Just old habits die hard, just like what he's used to, you know. I'm not watching this, but good on them. Good on them. Let's see. Here we go. Here we go. Who says that? Dak and whoever his backup is. Here we go. What? Bill Belichick, UNC. Let's see. How much do they pay him? Do we know? It's public. It's public information. It should be. Kirby, Dabo, Steve, Lincoln, Ryan, Bill. Did they not release his salary yet? Well, let's see. Bill agrees. I mean, yeah, I'm all for it. $50 million. 5 years, 10 million a year. Yeah, 10 mil. So it looks like 5 years, 50 million, $10 million a year. I mean, I'm all for it, right? I mean, I think it's only going to bring, yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, it's sort of a state employee. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how that works. I mean, I assume that some of it's paid with tax money, but it can't be all of it. Like UNC and boosters got to pay a good chunk of it, right? I mean, I'm all for it, right? So the question is, how do I feel about it? Dude, this can only be great. I mean, if this, you know, what is it? What's the saying? Like a rising tide lifts all boats, right? I mean, bringing someone like the most successful professional football coach ever into college, it doesn't mean he's going to be successful, right? We've seen that time and time again where a coach will transition from pro down to college and not do well, or vice versa, and then go back, right? But I mean, the amount of recruiting that he's going to be able to do that's going to pull the ACC and that's going to pull the ACC up. Maybe we don't have to fucking hear about the SEC being, oh, they just beat each other up and it's just the best. And a 17-loss Alabama needs to be in the fucking 12-team playoff. Get the fuck over it. All right. The ACC is good. Big Ten is good. It's the fucking same. Everyone has good teams now. The NIL has leveled the playing field. No teams are going to be just, like eons ahead anymore. So I think it's great for college football. I think it's great for the ACC. So 100%. Right. I think you're talking about things. Let's see. John 100% needs to get his L1. Without a doubt. He needs to get his L1. I don't care if he's a great athlete. We'll talk about that on the show. We have a show this afternoon, and which I probably will talk about today, but the Open and CrossFit in the community, I'm vehemently and aggressively passionate about doing the Open, being a part of the Open to make sure that this world doesn't cease to exist in 5 to 10 years, right? So we'll talk about that more. Aaron, what do you know? What's the question? So can I talk about intensity? So it's a pretty broad subject. Intensity is the key to the most fitness gains, right? I mean, it's from a general statement. But give me something specific. What do you want to know about intensity? How much to do it, what it looks like, how to program it, etc. Let's see. What's up, Jay? So I made my coffee this morning, my guy, and it's very sooty, kind of sad. Like, I don't know. Is that like in the cards? I wouldn't know. I mean, I haven't heard anything, but I don't follow. I can't imagine. I think if SMU and Clemson do well in the playoff, I think people will be less likely to leave. I think it's going to really bump up the entire community. JY definitely needs an L1. What's up, K? KD, KDL. How do I refer to you? K, KD, KDL, Kenneth DeLapp. I 100% will bully John into getting an L1. Maybe even here. We have one here in Pensacola at the gym in like 2 months or in February. Maybe I can convince him to come here. Oh no, he'll be a dad. He's buddy. He's in lieu for such a rude awakening. Him and Tyler. I don't think Tyler's. I feel like Tyler might have a better grasp on it, but being a new dad, I think John is just it's just not going to be. That dude sleeps like 14 hours a day. And I think one of the best skills that I have as a dad is being able to operate fully functionally for like on 4 to 6 hours for a long period of time. But we'll see. We'll see if he gets it. Craig asks, do you think athletes can train for both CrossFit and Hyrox and remain elite, competitive in both sports? 100%. So Hyrox athletes cannot be elite in CrossFit. CrossFit athletes can be elite in Hyrox without training for Hyrox. Like someone like Jeff Adler would do very well already, just right now, would be probably like a top 20 and 30 in the world. I truly believe that with a little bit of training. The only thing that you need to change to be effective at Hyrox is you have to increase from an elite CrossFit athlete. You have to increase your running probably by 3 times. Okay. You have to be able to run consistently, right? Let's see. Here, so we can do it this way. Let me move this over here. This is Hunter, right? Who is the closest to being elite in 2 sports. I don't know. John doesn't seem like his schedule gets messed with very often. And I mean, I think he'll be fine, but I think he thinks it's going to be different than it actually is going to be, personally. All right. Okay. Can you guys see this? Yep. So for Hyrox, the question is, do I think athletes can train for both? The answer is 100% yes. But these run numbers, okay, right, are very fast, right? These guys are averaging under a 20-minute 5K, which is cooking for 8K plus all of the other stuff. Okay. All of this, an elite athlete would be 100% fine for. This isn't super fast. These lunges, the farmer's carry, all of, like, especially this row is really slow. This is the only thing that they would train for. But an elite CrossFitter has all of these abilities in their toolbox already, right? Very effectively. They just have to be able to keep this pace up on a run. That's it. And then they will be elite. Okay. I think, is this the fastest time ever? I don't actually know. 53. That's so crazy. Yep. But James Kelly is the current world leader, I think. Even though he's not the fastest ever, but I think he's the current world leader. But yeah, this was 2023. So I feel like there is there's an odd like isn't Ricky doesn't Ricky have a sub 1 hour? I thought he did. Maybe he didn't count. But I think that anyone in the elite CrossFit has a better ability to transition to elite Hyrox than Hyrox to elite CrossFit. I don't think any elite CrossFit, elite Hyroxers would ever be in the top 1,000, maybe the top 1,000. They would never make it to a semifinal, right? They would never make it to the games. I don't think Tia can run fast enough. I know it seems like it's possible, but I just don't know if it is. 58 minutes, Lauren Weeks. This is so fast. This is so fast. I mean, she's running as fast. Her total run time is 58. Let me see what. 29. So she's 2 minutes slower on the run relative to Hunter. And they're doing the same ski and the same row. Okay. All right. So already they're going to be at a disadvantage. All right. But her wall balls were faster. Her walk was faster. Lunge was about the same. Right. And I mean, you can see these rows. So this is something interesting, right? Like if Tia can run a 4-minute average, right? Even if she ran a 4-minute average, which would be a 20-minute 5K, and she's going to ski faster and row way faster, right? The biggest things that she might not do is this burpee broad jump. These are very unique. It's a very hard burpee standard. It's a weird burpee standard. But I mean, I think right now Tia could definitely, with some running work, I think she would have a chance solely because she's going to row a minute faster and ski 30. So, I mean, she's going to gain 90 seconds on the ski in the row immediately, right off the bat. And she's going to chip away here because she's way stronger. Here, this 50-meter sled pull, right? 50 meters is not very far. And 4 minutes is a very long time to pull a sled. So, anyways, but I think, I mean, this is the fastest time in the world. So, I mean, I think it's definitely the women, and this is how it's always been in CrossFit, right? Why our top 3 to 8 women are they're female sports just haven't caught up to male sports as far as like where the pinnacle of fitness is. Even in CrossFit, it just hasn't, right? Like the depth of the field, it just isn't there. And it's the same in something like this too, right? Like these runs are very fast, but they're not insanely fast. In these pieces right here, I don't want to say anything isn't impressive. She's literally the world champion right now. But I think the female have a better chance. The men have a way to go, but I think some of them could be elite. But I don't think any Hyroxer would ever be able to be elite, like truly elite in the sport, like at the top. I know we have Van Roar, right? But I mean, she's not in the top 20. Not to say that it's still not elite, but I don't know, whatever her. There it is. Right. So 102. Right. So I mean, that's 4 minutes slower. So I mean, but she's extremely strong. She's done a lot of CrossFit training, etc. Lauren Griffith, right? Yeah, that's a CrossFitter. So I think I could see it. Is it the juicing? No, I just think men have a longer athletic background and just more established like athletic development right? They usually learn skills a little faster. They played sports as a kid and all of those things. I think that the male version of the sport is just further developed than the female version. I think that's just like a natural occurring flow of a fitness bias sport. Similar to like women in weightlifting, right? Like the men, like when Maddie came into the picture, she was the only one, right? Like she was the outlander and she was so far ahead. And not to say that she didn't deserve all that, and she really was. She was, but there just wasn't as many people doing it. There's not as many women that do CrossFit as men at the high level or the competitive individual level. So I think those things have a play into it as well. Van Roar, the winner of an open work. Yeah, that one. So yeah, I think that answers your question, Craig. All right. Who's doing the open? Let's talk about it. I think everyone should do the open this year more than any year. And the reason why is because I think we're at this turning point where I feel like we've been on a down spiral, unfortunately. But with this boycotting mindset because people are mad at HQ, I think it's wildly short-sighted, and they feel like it's only going to hurt HQ, right? Like boycotting Target is totally different, right? Or like boycotting Disney, you know what I mean? Those, there's a lot of people that work there, but like your life wouldn't change if Disney wasn't around. Your life wouldn't change if Target wasn't around. All of our lives will change if CrossFit ceases to exist. And I truly believe that boycotting the open will create this catalyst, or will be this catalyst for potentially no more open, which in my opinion would be the fall of CrossFit for sure. And the reason why I say that is the open is what moved the sport progressively to what it is now from a competitive standpoint, or the world, just the world in general, right? If we would have followed Greg the whole time, and Greg wouldn't have let Dave run the games at the ranch in 2007, CrossFit still would have been a methodology, and people would do it, and it would change a lot of lives, but it would not have changed as many lives. Okay. And the reason why I say that is because the games and the open and the competition aspect of the sport of this world is what moved us from just doing Olympic lifts and kipping pull-ups to 300-pound snatches at the end of workouts and muscle ups. And while I hate it, the crazy athletic skilled things that you see in grid, all of that comes from pushing the performance needle. And if there's no reason to push the performance, like if CrossFit is just a fitness endeavor and a methodology to live a better life, if that's all it is, then it will be very GPP. And the concept of pushing and overreaching and progressing and getting stronger and getting leaner and getting more athletic and moving the performance, like, oh, I want to learn muscle ups, that this notion of I want to learn muscle ups would have never existed for anyone that didn't just have them, right? Like they just would never have existed, and it won't exist. The pushing the boundaries of human potential that we do on a regular basis or within our own potential will cease to exist because there's nothing to reach for. Local competitions will die. They will go away if there is not this worldwide competition in the sport aspect of this thing, right? Everyone's like, oh, I support my gym and I support my local CrossFit community, but I don't support HQ. Well, it will cease to exist. Your gym might stay open and you guys might still do CrossFit, but I can assure you that in 5 to 10 years, your CrossFit will look much, much, much different. It will be less impactful. The intensity will be gone. The challenges of moving the performance needle will cease to exist. I promise you that will. And so I think doing the open, signing up goes so much deeper uh, than just supporting HQ. I don't think it does that at all. It funds the games, helps funds the games, helped fund semifinals, etc. And we just didn't show up enough for them to continue to keep it the way it was, right? You can be mad at HQ, right? And you can have a voice and you can do all of these things. But I truly believe that boycotting the open hurts us more than it hurts HQ. They'll sell before they lose money, by the way. Like if it's going downhill, they're just going to sell it to someone. They might lose a little bit. They'll take a loss. They'll push it against a gain on another company, and a billion-dollar company they own, right? And it won't matter a thing, right? They won't give a shit. So instead of just looking at this year and being pissed off at private equity or Dave or Don or whatever, right? Think about how it's going to affect you and your gym and all the people that you know. Everyone in this chat and everyone in this CrossFit space, most of our friend structure is driven around CrossFit. We have jobs because of it. We have friends structure. We've met wives and have families, our closest friends, wedding parties, all of it is because of CrossFit. And I believe if we're not connected worldwide like we are now, which is solely through the open and no other reason, there's no other reason why I would know people or coach people in Europe if CrossFit had never become a sport. Okay. And Willie's Fitness Project or whatever everyone else is working on, unless they're getting funded with 9 fucking figures from a sheik, it's not going to work. And it's going to take a long time. And not doing the open will hurt the methodology and hurt what you actually love about this sport, in this world, in this thing, more than it will hurt HQ. And I truly believe that it is a short-sighted emotional response, which everyone can be emotional, right? I'm not saying that I hate you for your choices, but I just want everyone to know, this is my opinion, right? This is in fact, that boycotting the open or not doing the open hurts us and hurts the things that you love about this methodology in this world more than it hurts headquarters. Headquarters will sell soon in the next couple of years, most likely. That's what they do. And then what? And then do we all come back? Well, what if the ball isn't rolling at all anymore, right? What if the snowball is gaining traction going the other way and there's no saving it, right? And that's what I want everyone to kind of chew on. If you're like, I'm not doing the open, I hate HQ, I hate what they did with the Lazar investigation. And those, dude, you have the right to have all of those things, whether I agree with you or not. But not doing the open is going to hurt the people you care about in this place, in this world, more than it's going to hurt the people you hate and the people that you want to try to hurt. I promise you that. Promise you that. So there we go. I'm done. I think we're going to talk about this afternoon, but maybe I can have someone argue with. Anyways. All right. What else? What's new? You guys want to see how crazy real estate is in Miami? Let me see if I can get this. See, Maggie knows. This is it. And just to be clear, if I hope Willie's Fitness Project, right, or the World Fitness Project gets funded by I don't give a shit who it's funded by. I want everyone to make money. I want us to all have lives in this place. But there is almost no one on earth that is going to fund a project with enough money to make it successful than people that do bad shit all the time, even if it's not public, right? CrossFit didn't kill Lazar. They had a bad response to it, and they don't want to tell you guys what they found in the investigation. And that's terrible, but they didn't kill him. The people that will fund, like Dubai CrossFit Championships, you know, they probably have had people unalived. Just saying. They got a lot of money. A lot of money. This one person has more than this whole private equity company by like 100-fold. Billions and billions, not just a couple billion. Okay. So just keep that in mind when you're like, oh, I'm going to go do this. This is better. It's like, just always remember that if there's a lot of money involved, most of those people are not the best, most humane people on the planet, even if they seem like they are on paper or, you know, to the public. So just saying. All right.
That's Henry Petit. Oh, and he's a commercial poker investor. But at the same time, Henry and his wife.
So this is a Miami. And so I lived in Miami for a few years. My buddy sent this to me. And if you haven't lived in Miami, this is how everyone speaks. She is quintessential Cuban American and fucking hilarious. So just listen close. But this is how she talks about. This is a real estate thing. I'm going to refresh it. So this guy is standing in a 3-bed. So he's not standing in it. He's selling a 3-bedroom, 1-bath. All right. You ready?
That's Henry Petit. Oh, and he's a commercial poker investor. But at the same time, Henry and his wife got something for sale. I can't. We present to you this extraordinary opportunity to live in the heart of Miami on the famous Calle Ocho. Just 10 minutes from Miami International Airport.
Calle Ocho is 8th Street, the famous road that runs east to west, kind of in the center of the city.
Airport, 10 minutes from downtown. We get the gist of it. You are 10 minutes from Coral Gables, bitch. But what's the kicker, huh? $59K. Esto está en la
Bruh. This is the trailer. Like, and it's not even a trailer. It's just like some siding made vertical with a roof.
Location. Audacity. All that cojones.
Dude, this is a $60,000 home.
Hay que tener cojones. But you see, Henry ain't ashamed. Henry no tiene pena. Henry. Sir, you're missing a piece of time. Eso un lavamano. No lava.
Everyone in Miami talks like this, by the way, and it's the best. Living there, I'm just like, I understand 30% of what you're saying at all times, and it makes me chuckle.
Plato, does this bitch have central AC? Maybe a motherfucking price cut? I don't think, Henry. Got the memo. There's price cuts on everything. The TP in Sweetwater is getting demolished, and they gotta get the fuck out. Is that washer for art? Is that my wash? A ver, y la silla? Y'all think I don't get screenshots because I was banned from Facebook. But guess what, bitch? I see you, Henry. I see you, mortgage broker. This is fucking trash. Trash. Basura.
It's funny. Made me laugh. It was a good one. A goob clip. Yeah, it's a good one. All right. What else? What else is in the CrossFit sphere? Probably people standing on stools when they take these room photos. Yeah, probably. Or like, well, I mean, that's not a small ceiling, right? So they're probably just like, whoop, just one of those. Oh, I did a workout this morning. Oh, did who? I assume everyone saw Wooly call out
have been changed by CrossFit. I was just home a couple
here. So this is
brand.
So this is also my sentiment, right? I sort of said this to John. Maybe he didn't. Whatever. Anyways, this is great. You guys can hate John. I'm really in support of this. And it sounds like
Is by default supporting
Savon is going to take him
the
up on it.
countless lives that have been changed by CrossFit. I was just home a couple of weeks ago talking to my dad. He just turned 80. And for the last 2 years, he's been battling cancer. Now, we would not have found out that he had cancer had he not been CrossFitting. So I genuinely believe that CrossFit has saved his life. So I really respect that Rick brought that to my attention because it made me rethink my position of why I wanted to sit out. I'd already planned to do the open with my affiliate on Friday Night Lights, but he's absolutely made.
Right. So he's already going to do it. Just sign up. It's $20, guys. Right. And it doesn't just support this company. It supports the methodology and the future of it. Right. It supports in-person competition. If it grows, if the open continues to grow, if the open grows, the world grows, and we are more successful. We will all make money. We will all have something to do. We will continue doing the podcast. But I'm telling you, if the open ceases to exist because people they think that they're just going to do it with their affiliate and that's okay. It is okay. Let me just get that clear. You can do whatever you want, but you're not truly in support of the methodology.
Me rethink my viewpoint that the visibility of supporting a methodology that saved my father's life is a pretty damn valid point. So I'm going to sign up for the open.
Fucking lives. It saved all of our lives. It changed every one of our lives. Support the methodology. Don't support the company. The methodology relies on us to live on. Okay. MetFix is an amazing thing, but it will never fucking rival CrossFit ever. No matter how much money Greg throws into it. Okay. And I support them. I want to be a MetFix thing, but it will never change lives like CrossFit did. And it does that because of sport. Okay. It has given the opportunity for people that aren't athletic, that have never competed, something to compete for. And if you don't give people something to compete for, they will not challenge themselves and push themselves physically to their boundaries. Okay. And so you can tell them to all you want, but if they're only just doing it so they become more fit, right? Relatively speaking to themselves, people don't have that much intrinsic motivation. Okay. They need something to work for. And that's the open every year, quarterfinals, semifinals, in-person competitions, local comps, etc. And it just all transitions here. And it starts with the open.
One of the things he said to me that I think we need to do here is the challenge to do it for charity. And I was thinking that there's somebody else in my age division who's a pretty popular podcast host within the CrossFit sphere. I'm not talking about Sean Woodland. I'm talking about Savant. And so here's my challenge. I'm going to do the open. I'm assuming Savant's going to do the workouts too. He's part of the CrossFit community. If he's going to do it, I'm going to do it. Let's compare scores. If he beats me and ranks higher at the end of 3 weeks, I'll donate $500 to the affiliate or charity of his choice. If I win,
I want to jump in. On this. We'll do some money donation to a charity for sure. Someone tell Savan or them, but I want to do some betting. I want to do some gambling on this. Some real gambling on this. Savan is going to get his ass. He knows it, but Savan's going to do it.
Donate $500 to CrossFit First, which is the adaptive athlete class at Chagrin Falls CrossFit. He pointed out that supporting the brand is by default supporting the countless lives that have been changed by CrossFit. Now, I was just home a couple of weeks.
That's right. That's right. Ethical gambling. This isn't a challenge, Gus. That's dumb. All right. So Jody's question. So membership to a CrossFit gym doesn't support the methodology. It supports that gym. But like I was saying, right. And again, Jody, this isn't you do the thing. I would love for you to sign up for the open. But Gus, I'm pretty sure I beat you in 2 of the workouts last year in the open. You might want to watch yourself. I felt like you didn't do super, super well. Um, uh, the Open, in my opinion, is what will continue to drive the world of CrossFit to exist. I think supporting your gym is great, and that gym can drive the methodology home. But once the Open and competition is truly gone, which I believe that if the Open ceases to exist and HQ goes away and there are no affiliates left, there won't be competitions. There won't be, um, there won't be this need for us to push hard. Even if you don't like to push hard, you don't like to like overreach or do heavy snatches or learn muscle ups or whatever it is, right? I it's this trickle down effect will happen. There won't be people in the gym for you to chase. There won't be goals for you to set. The goals will be less lofty. There'll be more baseline. They'll be just like, I just want to, not die early, which is fine, right? Which is why people work out, but it won't have its luster, guys. So I just don't think that um just going to the gym and just doing the Open there. I mean, what do you guys like? What does the gym do then? Right? Like, I think in-house competitions just sort of fade away, right? And I think they all turn into this boot campy thing. Anyways, let me see these Open scores. I feel like I beat Gus in one. I did pretty good. Let's see, Gus. Did you beat me in all three? Not by much. Let's see. Of course you did. Yeah. All right. Might need to get he beat me. Might need to get like a handicap. Like if I'm within, I don't know, like 10% or something, I'll do some competition. Yeah, understood. Falls in the middle of accounting season. Anyways, so I'm stoked for them, and it sounds like Savon's going to do it. I watched a little bit of his show to start with Tro yesterday, or Dr. True. And it sounds like he's going to do it. So I'm stoked with that. But I definitely think we should do some ethical gambling on this. No, I don't think so. No, I think uh I think both of them, while highly opinionated and stubborn, are very um introspective. And I mean, like, Savon doesn't hold grudges a lot, right? Like, they talk a lot of shit online, a lot, obviously. But he's also very quick to, if someone reaches out and wants to explain it and like have that conversation with him or whatever it is, or like have it with them, he's also quick to show them a lot of respect immediately. He also talks a lot of shit without a lot of real hate behind his voice, right? And so like like the Chandler Smith situation is a great example of, they were like, oh, he posted this or whatever it is. And then he talked to him and he was like, oh, I respect the shit out of him. I just didn't like what he said. And so like we can be narrowed in our view. And this is like, we'll have like a life lesson here. Not that I'm fucking old enough or wise enough to give a life lesson, but here's my thoughts is you can dislike someone's view and not dislike them. Like, I mean, I had 35 conversations in WODprep's Instagram last night on why you should do the Open, right? And everyone has the right to have that feel or whatever it is, but I don't have to agree with them. We don't have to argue about it and fucking hate each other. So I think it's good on them for for it to happen. But yeah, I'm stoked for it. I hope they fucking do it live. I hope they find a way to do them in person. That would be sick. Would be amazing. Would be 10,000 people watching this for these two to do it live against each other at least 1 week. Man, if CrossFit fucking knew anything, they would put them on the announcement after, like they would do a row and bars for these goobers and let them fucking old man fight each other. But I think John's gonna beat the shit out of Savon in this. There's no way Savon wins any of the workouts. Not a chance. Not a chance. I'll coach him though. Let him know. I know Taylor probably already threw his hat in the ring, but let Savon know if you guys reach out to him. I'll coach him. Yeah. Kevin knows. Yeah. I think Savon's pretty good at like burpees. I think that's what his thing is. I don't know. But yeah. But I'm all for it. I mean, I think fighting and all of it's fine. I think it's petty for sure, but um um I'll pull him up. Just to be fair, I can't at this point in the open last year, I was probably like just starting to do some intensity and still holding back a lot from stroke number 2. And then I just singled my way through. I wasn't doing gymnastics yet at all. So I just did singles, very low effort on the third one just to put in a score. So I'll just give a little bit of defense, but I'll pull it up. I have like good scores in the past, by the way. This is my worst open ever, just to be clear. Usually my open scores are really good. So here's this. Yeah. He's not a good programmer. That's all right though. So here are my scores. And then just to be clear, I'll pull up my old scores where I was actually relatively fit. Right. And so I was like, 2020, I was pretty fit at one point. Top 2,000 in the world. Right. All around through here. So, and then I didn't finish last year because I almost died in workout 1, had a stroke. So, just for funsies. Yep. Anyway, it's always been around the 2000th-ish. The third one would have been my best by a landslide had I done it with intensity. I won't do that many bar muscle ups. Then I was still just doing singles. I hadn't even started kipping gymnastics yet from my injury. It was right at a year. And so I don't know. If I did it again, I would for sure obviously do substantially better. But it is what it is. I don't even know what was here. What was this one? Oh, I think it was the thruster, and it just fucking buried me. Yeah. Oh, no. Where's my... Oh, here we go. Yeah. Oh, no, I just did terrible on the wall walk piece. Like, just the worst. One of my worst. Like, I just was so bad at wall walks. So bad. Yeah, this is like my worst attempted open ever, like open workout ever, like one that I actually tried in. But I wasn't very efficient at box. Like, ironically, I wasn't very efficient at box jump overs. I know, Gus, you're fucking fit. I get it. I don't need to look at your history. I've looked at it. Here, all right, well, look at yours. We get it. You're fucking fit. I know. You've only been doing CrossFit for like 7 fucking minutes. It's fine. We know you're fit. Get it. I know. You're a fucking child. Anyways. Slater, there you go. Let's see Slater's. Can we pull up Slater? Slater. Maybe this one, North Frisco. I don't know. I assume Slater's not your first name since there's none on there. I'll beat you in all of them this year, as long as there's not ring muscle ups. Good job. You're a master's? You're old. Snagged you. Yep. You got me. Cool. I would have finished that last one. The last one would have been my best one by a landslide. That's a push-pull. High-level gymnastics were my thing back in the day. Anyways. All right. What else? I'm stoked for that and whatever comes of that. I hope CrossFit does a good job of marketing this, you know? I mean, they're really just working behind the ball all the time, but at some point they got to figure it out. Maybe with the new media team this year, they'll do a little bit better. We'll see. Jonathan, you should sign up. I think they fired Haynes and what's her name? So like a while ago, like September, October. I'm sure they did. I know they did. I don't know if they've hired new people or whatever that even looks like. I can't believe that the concept of two people were running the entire CrossFit media. Right. But I don't know if they hired anyone. So yeah, I don't know. All right. Let's see. What else? Anything good? If you guys are, I think we'll do a little read. Oh God, I gotta change this. If you're looking to improve your sleep, Third Z PM rest and recovery collagen, right, is the place to go. No melatonin, right? I use it every night. It allows me to get up early, go work out before I come talk to you fools on the internet. Okay. Make sure I'm here for my kids, stay up late, work, get all the things done that I need to be an effective parent, an effective husband, and a pretty decent athlete, right? But it is what allows me to stay efficient in my sleep, even when I don't get that much, right? So I average probably 6.5, but I always feel rested and recovered. My HRV is still high, and I definitely think it is to Third Z rest and recovery collagen. So if you're looking to improve your sleep, you're looking to take your recovery to the next level, scan the QR code down there, this way, right there. All right, for 15% off, or use the code WODPOD15. All right, at thirdz.com. I want to make another intro song. I made an intro song a while ago to the beat of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but I think I'm going to take it to like Creed, like higher. I think that's like a good morning bit. And then we're going to do like the CrossFit morning show. CrossFit morning show. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Can you take? Higher was my number one song on Spotify, recapped. I can't do smooth jazz. I'm not a smooth jazz guy. I know the voice sounds like it, and that's just because I have to be quiet in here. But that's not my flow. even though that might feel like the flow of the podcast. Gus, did you have anyone playing last night? How was fantasy? I had Juwan Jennings, and he had 9 targets, man, but he couldn't pull anything in. So didn't have a great start to my playoff week. Oh, anyone? CJ, what kind of a volume day would you program after a high day, low day, moderate day? I'm doing the CrossFit programming course at the minute. So, as far as volume, I don't think anyone should train high volume. Puck, didn't Cup get you 0 points, Gus? Okay, so as far as volume, I try to keep, it just depends on the athlete, but for pretty much everybody, I don't do high volume for anyone except my 1 or 2 semifinal potential athletes. Okay. And then they have some of them, like the 2 of them will have 2-a-days, right? A couple days a week. But so I look at intensity, CNS, movement pattern, focus, right? And I use intensity with like the load they're lifting or the CNS fatigue they may be creating with the training, right? And then I look at movement pattern selection, and I base the fatigue or the exposure to that certain movement pattern. That's really what I look at day to day. But if I was programming biased volume, right? Yeah, and so 200 plus reps is a high day. So this isn't okay. So in the programming course, if you're just looking at reps, and so that's how the programming course looks at it, right? So it's low reps is like under 20, high rep or medium reps is like what is it? It's like, I just went over this with one of my, I don't know, I guess a mentee just took her L3, and we just went over this question. Low, medium, high volume for CrossFit. So I have to look at it again because this is different. Here we go. All right. Okay. So volume. So low is under 50, medium is over 200, or medium is 50 to 200, high is 200 plus. So it depends on what it was, but usually we just wouldn't go high back to back. You can go medium back to back, and CrossFit will usually not go low back to back, right? So the question specifically, I think I even know the question that you're going through. Yep. So filthy 50 high, snatch 2 times 5 rounds of 15, 10. So these are medium, right? So it's high, medium. So you can go moderate. You really can go any after this, right? Because this is, so this one, so filthy 50 is a high because there's 500 reps. Snatch 2 times 5 is 10 reps. Okay, so this is the next day. Snatch 2 times 5 and 5 rounds of 10 and 15, right? So that's 125. So that's still a moderate day, but it would definitely be either a moderate, but you can go any day. If it's a test question, I'm probably going with another moderate day, with probably gymnastics would be my suggestion, right? So like a gymnastics biased moderate volume day, and probably not touching the barbell on the following day, right? From like the CrossFit standpoint. And then if you're looking at time, right? Filthy 50 is a long workout. Snatches are short. Weightlifting modality. Barbell cycling, 10, 15 deadlifts, 10 push jerks, but that's still a short workout, 5 to 10, probably 5 to 10 minutes. Could be a moderate. It just depends on what they assume the time cap is going to be. But you would probably go to another moderate, or even a long, but with a aerobic component, right? Because this is going to be pretty short with the snatches. I think CrossFit would actually say that the right answer is long, but moderate, but medium reps would be my thought, honestly. Yep. Like and subscribe. We want to keep doing this, guys. I like the morning show. I got the boys to come on this afternoon. John said he has an interesting game for me and Travis to play. We just got to find some topics to talk about and some things to discuss, but try and get them on a little bit more. Get our flow back even through the Christmas time. But yeah, like and subscribe. I'd love for you guys to stick around and turn that bell on. 6:45 every Tuesday and Friday. I'm even going to do Tuesday and Friday on Christmas and maybe not New Year's because I will be traveling, but I'll try. Oh, shit. Trish is here. All right, restart. Good morning. But hey, thanks for showing up late, Trish. Better late than never. You got to make up for your hour missed. I need a lot of trolling from you in the next 13 minutes. Anyways, coaching. You coach? Hold on. What gym do you coach at? I'm not going to lie. This picture doesn't quite scream CrossFit coach. Should probably read this. I'm going to take the L3. I think I'm going to wing the L3. I'm going to try and take it without studying at all and see how close I get. This is dumb. Okay. All right. Remove. Okay. I think I'm going to take the L3 without studying and see how close I get. We'll see. I feel like I'll get pretty close. I hope that helped, Kevin. It's hard, right? There's a lot of nuance. I'd probably need to read this specific article that I had up to give you a better question. One of the hardest things about being a programmer and a coach for so long in the space before CrossFit, in CrossFit, is CrossFit has a lot of nuance, specificity to their beliefs and style that don't really always align with like the things that I've learned or the things that I practice. And so it's hard to put my opinions, like be in their shoes, right? When I'm trying to give advice based on those answers. So where am I going for Xmas? So Christmas will be home. Family's coming over, which is nice because that means we don't have to like pack up the car and the playpen and the sleep tent for Bennett on Christmas Day. So the family's going to come over and hang, which is like 5 or 6 people. It's my wife's sister, her kids, mom. So we'll do breakfast and Christmas and presents here and whatnot. But on the 27th, we are going to take the camper to Ellijay, Georgia, which is like North Georgia near Blue Ridge. And so there's a nice campground up there, going with some friends, spend like 7 days there. And I'm so excited. Hope it's cold. Maybe it snows. It won't snow, but I'm just so stoked. I love being in the camper. It's my favorite thing. Favorite thing. It's the best. I love it. I love that life. I wish we could do it all the time. Getting close to being able to do it. We'll see. Maybe one day. But yep. Anyways, taking pictures with Santa today at school, and Bennett's gonna hang out So I'm dropping them off for normal school, and then pictures. We're at like 11, and then we're gonna come home and hang and do lunch. And we'll get some work done. Then we have a podcast at 1:30, so 5.5 hours from now. So make sure to come back. Travis and John will be here. And yeah, we'll just shoot the shit. Probably talk a little bit more about the Open. I know Travis feels substantially different than I do about it, which is fine. We'll try and convince him on the show to think otherwise. What do you guys think? Aaron, I have a I just went blank. Aspen Trail 32-foot travel trailer. With bunkhouse in the back. So one slide. Yeah. We love it. I love it. It's my favorite. Our whole house is in it. I mean, like when we camp, it was like bougie camping. Like we're not like in a tent or like in a teardrop camper or anything like that. Our whole house is with us. Bennett can hang inside. We can hang outside. We have outdoor TV, like Wi-Fi with it, all that shit. So I just like being outside and just being not home as often as possible. So, yeah. Let's see. What's this weekend going to bring? Oh, we have the gym Christmas party tonight. We do a white elephant. Because I need white. I think I have to go buy something. So what we're going to do is, right, so everyone knows how a white elephant works, right? You get a gift and you can get stolen twice or something like that. And so what we're going to do is we're going to hide a gift inside of like a bag of bread, or like bread. We're cut out bread and like put, I don't know, maybe like a bottle of liquor in there or something like that. So no one will pick it until the very end, and then we'll be like, hey, this is actually a good gift. And so we'll like, I don't know, it's like a sneaky or like a stealth white elephant. So that's tonight. Take Bennett, eat some food. Then we have the Christmas parade tomorrow in Pensacola, which is like all the Mardi Gras crews get Christmased up for the floats, and they do a little parade. Oh, whew. Man, I'm sore. I am sore. There we go. Perfect. We actually are a Hyrox gym. Ironically, no one does it. So, there we go. That's another thing. So Hyrox, right, crosses 5,000 affiliates. Well, I'm pretty sure like 4,500, probably more, are CrossFit gyms that pay it's $110 a month for the affiliate, by the way, just to be clear, right? And it's just to you get programming. That's it. You get daily program, which is, from what I've heard, trash. And you get put on the directory. And if you go to the directory, almost 99% of them are CrossFit gyms. So for them to say, like Morning Chalk Up brings it up and Barbell Spin brings it up, and it's like, CrossFit's dying. It's on Reddit. And I'm like, guys, they're in CrossFit gyms. Yeah, I think it's fine. I think it's a great training. I think it's great training, right? But I'm 50-50 on the success long-term of it, right? People run all the time, right? They just run. They like to run, and that's part of their thing. And then they try to run and they get faster and faster and faster, and they do different running events. But what most runners do is different running events. They'll do 5Ks or 10Ks or halves or fulls. And all of those run events are different. The problem with Hyrox is it's the exact same event all the time, right? And you can do it and try and beat your score, but it would be like training for Murph all the time. That's it. I just feel like eventually the luster is going to go down, right? Someone said, I feel like on Reddit, someone said that there were more people that did Hyrox events this year than the Open. And I was like, I don't know if that's possible because, I mean, 350,000. I think they have like 8,000 an event. I don't think they had 30. Let's see, like Hyrox races. So for on their website through June of next year, they have, let's see, maybe they do 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. Oh, maybe they do 27, 30, 4. So that's still June. Oh, maybe they do. Yeah, it's it's fine with the more bias running, right? So it's specific, more endurance folks, but if you change it up, it would be CrossFit. With the growth of similar events, it would have that of 5K, 10K, half full effect. But with the growth of similar events, it could have that 5. You mean like DECA, like how like things are like peering off of it, right? Like there's other similar things that are just a little bit different. Houston, is that what you're saying? Kenneth, it's like a Tough Mudder, cool for 5 years, very approachable, then it fizzes out and they're begging people to sign up. Maybe, but you would think, right? Like Tough Mudders, I mean, that shit got big. I mean, it was really big, but it did fizzle out, didn't it? It's interesting. Yeah, it is interesting. They never videoed it though, right? That's the thing. They've got to get these things on camera. What are you guys talking about? That doesn't back out the repeat registrants. Oh, that's a good question. It is CrossFit, just the same workout over and over. It is for sure, just with more bias in the run, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure the guy that invented this was a CrossFitter, right? Like a high level CrossFitter. Oh, I see what you're saying, Gus. Yeah. I mean, it's just one event, right? It's like, yeah, I agree with you, right? Like if CrossFit ran 10 events a year, like something every month, it would be the same. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, it's like saying 900,000 at the Open because we did 300 in 3 weeks. Yeah. Tough Mudders and Spartan races still have 3,000 signups every race. I don't know if that's quite that true. I mean, they still have a world championship, right? I mean, they still do the thing, but it definitely, I think the thing is I here, I'll get to that. I think the problem or the limiter is there's no TV exposure, and that's where CrossFit was different, right? Like they got to get the TV exposure. If Hyrox can get a TV deal, right? Then I really think that it'll have more mainstay, but you have to get, because that's how you're going to get sponsors, right? Like there's no money in Hyrox right now. There's no money, right? It's just easy for people to sign up and do. It's like the Boston Marathon. It's cool to do. You do it and you train for it a little bit, right? And then it seems like there's probably not going to be a lot of people that make this their training modality. Like I just want to do a race, right? Like a half marathon. And so yeah, this. Yes, yeah, that all the other pieces. It's not fun to watch. That's the thing, right? It's never going to be fun to watch, right? I don't think. Yeah, but you don't have to be that qualified. Just any big marathon, Disney marathon, right? Like like people do it and then they don't do it again, right? So I think that if they can't get a TV or like a stream going or something like that for the pros, the sponsorship money isn't going to come in, and it's not going to last forever because professional athletes won't be able to do it full time. They'll have to do other stuff still. Okay. And maybe that's not their goal. Right. But I feel like that just has to be an anchoring point for a sport to be successful. Right. You have a pro division. That pros, they make $20,000, right? I mean, there's enough money coming in from all the other people, but if you only rely on signups to fund the athletes and not sponsorships, like James Kelly, the best chiropractor in the world, is still coaching people because he can't make enough money, or at least he was when he worked with Hiller, right? So, or when he did the Hiller interview, I'm pretty sure he was still coaching people for Hyrox, right? Running a gym, and so I just don't see that transition coming because there just doesn't seem to be money to be made from a publicity standpoint and what it is, right? Except for getting follows on Instagram, and so you got to be able to like put people in front of a camera so that you can sponsor them and make money and get ads, et cetera, et cetera. There's a question up here, probably too far back. There's something about Greg. I feel like it was Kevin. Oh, would CrossFit have fizzled out without Greg? Would CrossFit have fizzled out? I don't know what the question is. He isn't at the helm. He hasn't been since 2021. Are you saying if he was still here? I think it's probably the question. It is very boring to coach. I think they solidify standards for the pros. Guys, they can't be mainstream until they solidify standards. I'm pretty sure the pros get strict standards. And we're literally just talking about wall balls, right? Let's just be clear, right? We're just talking about wall balls. Like if you went to every local competition, then you would see that the same standards apply that you're seeing it like Hyrox, right? It's not as bad, but it's still shit, right? And so I feel like in the pros, it's more solidified and more strict and more appropriate, right? But yeah, I mean, who knows, right? The prize purse is a joke, but I think this was all. So, Kevin's question: would it have done what it did without Greg? Like if someone else did it, like early on, right, to 2016, 18 when it peaked. No, initially would it have peaked like Hyrox and faded away? I think it would have. I think it would not have lasted as long without Greg and the media. Well, it wouldn't have lasted as long without the media team for sure. I mean, Greg was pretty not there. I mean, the sport is what grew it. It just is what it is, right? Like, it is what it is. I don't know what the question is. Keeping it real. The sport is what grew it, and it was what it's what fucking blew it up. Yeah. So this is funny. It's what blew it up. It's what gained the attention of everyone, all the hate, etc. And I also think we were the bad boys on the block, and that didn't hurt. That made a big deal, and I think we should get back to that shit, just personally. So I don't know. I mean, I think Dave is one of the main reasons why it did what it did, and I just think it's because of sport, man. I don't think it was because of. I mean, we want it to be everything else, but they're just so intertwined. If sport dies, methodology will die. It will, for sure. Kipping real, is this happening right now? I'm always happening, baby. I'm always around. All right. When James was on Hiller, he couldn't even tell you the standard. I mean, he was looking for something really specific, right? That's a very CrossFit way of explaining squatting to depth, right? I mean, I wouldn't put that by him, but yeah, it was funny. And he was trolling him pretty hard about it. Merry Christmas, Brad. All right. I got to get ready for Santa pictures. I got to go get dressed, get bended up. I got to take a poop. What else? That was a good chat. Can always chat about the Open. If you guys are looking to get ready for the Open, now is the time to join WODprep programming. Scan that QR code right there. This one. Right there. 7-day free trial of our program. We have intermediate tracks. We have RX tracks. We have masters tracks. We have competitive tracks that are looking to make an in-affiliate semifinal. All right. 5 days a week. Compete track has 2 sessions twice a week. We're just finishing up a phase next week. We'll have a transition during the break. And then January 6th, we will start our open prep. All right. So join WODprep programming. If you guys like and listen to anything that I say on here, I promise you, you will enjoy the program. It is effective. It's not just me. It's my team of coaches. We work very hard on doing it. Our athletes and our coaches do. Jan 6th. That's funny. I didn't even realize that. That's super funny. That's the Monday. We do it. I do the program, right? I complete the program in the way that I can. Kevin is our coach, one of our coaches, Coda athlete. He does the program in full with his whole competitor class at Coda Ironview. And so it's effective. We know it works. We do it. And we want you guys to as well. We're inside of WODup, which is a great app. Communication. There's like a leader. We have a leaderboard. We have a communication app. Everyone gets free coaching in there. You can post videos and get feedback as much as you want. Right. We have fixed length courses for you to work on, try to build muscle ups or bar muscle ups or handstand walks. And we're adding more to those all the time. Also, if you're just looking for some accessory work to add on to your current program, we have accessory tracks not included in this. This is a different product, but accessory tracks that are like, we have a bodybuilding, strength, a weightlifting. These are all 3 days a week, anywhere from 20 to 40 minutes, an engine, gymnastics, development, and an abs accessory track. 3 days a week, ranging from 15 minutes for the ab stuff to 45 minutes for the weightlifting work. But those are all accessory bias programs. So head over to WODprep.com, give it a try, ask questions. You can always email me at cj@wodprep.com or hit me up on Instagram, The Movement Doctor. I'm always around. We're always here answering questions, helping you guys reach your fitness goals. Yeah. All right. I'll see you guys in a few hours. Adios. Have a good day. Thanks for being here this morning.